So my brother, now every player will win 100% match. Because till now you have only heard about paid to win players. Have you heard about pay to win manager? Yes, my brother, I am talking about new Gasparini, which you will get by spending only 500 coins. And by calling it pay to win, I mean that in this manager, you get to see both common play style QC and LBC, which 95% football players keep playing. So is this manager better than other managers like QC, long ball counter, position, out wide, long ball? So you will get the answer to this in this video. So don't skip this video, and if you are new to my channel then subscribe and like the video to make it more interesting. So without any delay, let's get into the video. So before that, the first question comes, should you take this manager? So my answer is, why not? 90% of the players keep asking me the same question. Is long ball counter good or QC good? So my brother, I have a simple answer. Which game do you like to play? And in this manager, you can play both the playstyles. Yes, my brother, in any match, you may feel that QC is not working. You can easily switch to long ball counter and dominate the opponent. And in some match, you may feel that, if the long ball counter is not working, you can switch to QC and destroy the opponent. So there is a lot of benefit in this manager and there is no benefit in any other manager. So according to me, this is the best manager. You should definitely take this manager. So now let's talk about the two most common questions related to this manager. Is this manager better than any other manager? Before answering this directly, you have to pay attention to two things. One is the advantage of this manager and the other is the disadvantage. So first let's talk about the advantages. See my brother, the first advantage is attacking. Long ball counter and QC have 70% similar attacking. Now you will say that QC has the best attacking. Yes brother, I am also saying the same. QC has the best attacking. But in both the playstyles, when you get the ball, your player runs in the counter. Someone comes in front while your player is running. Someone goes away while your player is running. The one who comes in front is the quick counter. The one who goes away is the long ball counter. Understood? So attacking wise, both the playstyles will give you a lot of benefit. It's not like you're playing a position game with a quick counter. You have to play with a completely different mindset. You can play with the same mindset in both the playstyles. You can play with the same attacking. The difference is in defending. Another advantage you get in this manager is counter formation. See, I have some counter formations in eFootball. For example, there's a position game and an out wide counter formation. There's a quick counter and a long ball counter formation, a position game. Every playstyle has a counter playstyle. Accordingly, you have two overpowered playstyles in this manager, which are long ball counter and quick counter. If a position game or an out wide player comes in front of you, you can easily switch to quick counter and dominate him. And secondly, if a player comes in front of you who plays quick counter, you can easily switch to your long ball counter and dominate this quick counter player. Now you will say, will we win the match by switching the counter playstyle? See my brother, I am not saying this. You will definitely have two benefits in switching the counter playstyle. 1. The players who do not receive the pass, the game becomes heavy, the pass is given suddenly, otherwise the pass goes there and there, it will stop. The second thing is that the opponent who is playing the playstyle cannot use that playstyle 100%. If you are playing a position game, then the main task is to keep your position on the ball and keep pressing your defense. But in quick counter, your inbuilt players press so dangerously that the position player has a lot of trouble. Because as soon as he passes, any of your players automatically goes in front of him. Game assist wise, position players can never use their playstyle 100%. So this is just an example to explain to you, but every playstyle has a counter playstyle. So these are the two important advantages that you get from this manager. And the third main advantage that I saw is that a lot of players say that QC is better or long ball counter is better. So in this manager, you can see that if you are not able to play in QC, you can switch to long ball counter and see your own gameplay. And if you are not able to play in long ball counter, you can easily switch to QC and dominate the opening. Means you have a chance to do two types of attacks in one match. So I have shown you all the advantages related to this manager. Is this manager's only advantage? So you are wrong on this. Because this manager has both advantages and disadvantages. Like if you play this manager, then you don't get any advantage against a pro player. Why don't you get it? I'll tell you that too. Because pro players prefer long ball counter. And if you play with this manager, you can only use long ball counter against long ball counter. You can't use position game, you can't use out wide, which is actually a counter formation of long ball counter. So if you see, you only get 2 plays, a quick counter that doesn't work against long ball counter. Yes, you can win because of your gameplay, but you don't get any help from the game. On the other hand, if your opponent is a pro player who is playing a long ball counter, you just have to play a long ball counter and take out this match according to your gameplay. Second disadvantage that you get in this manager is a wrong playstyle start. If you are starting the match from long ball counter and later switching to QC, then you are making a big mistake. Because in QC playstyle, if your backline's stamina is low like 80 or 84, then it reduces a lot. Because of which, if a player's stamina reduces, his main attribute like defender's defending stat and his physical contact also reduces a lot. Because of which, you will get to see a lot of times your defender won't be able to defend properly. So because of this, you have to face a lot of goals. If you are playing against a low stamina player, make sure you pay attention to his stamina. If you are playing against a QC player and your player's stamina is very low, then make sure you play QC for half the match and switch to long ball counter for the rest of the match. Otherwise, if your player's stamina drops, he will not be able to defend. So, I have told you the advantages and disadvantages of this manager. Now, if you want to know which manager is better than other managers. So, according to me, it is better than other managers. But, there is only one manager who can compete with this manager. And that is your Rijkaard. Yes, it is an obscure Rijkaard. If I tell you in this video, then this video will become too long. So I want you guys to comment below this video. If at least 50 comments are done, then I will bring the total comparison video of Rijkaard and this manager the next day. Then you will understand why Rijkaard manager is much better than this manager. But if you don't stay above 2000 rating, if you play normally and want to push for 2000 rating, then this manager is the best for you. So do like today's video. And do share this video with your friends who are still thinking whether to take this manager or not.